Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey, near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. My dearest son, this is from an anonymous writer published in a Christian publication. I wish I could share with you all the light, beauty, and joy I have found since I entered the Catholic Church. I know your reluctance to believe God is with us springs from the universal question, if He is with us, why is there so much suffering in the world? It's a great mystery, certainly. Suffering as an end in itself is a horror. Yet when suffering points beyond itself, when suffering points to Christ on the cross, it becomes redemptive and even sanctifying. I held your beloved Father's hand as He died, so I know that tears and grief, when joined to Christ's suffering on the cross, can even become somehow sweet. As long as I abide in His love, I know nothing can harm me, not pain, illness, or old age. Not even death, for God is with us, not far away, somewhere in the clouds, and He becomes closest to us when we suffer. I know this to be true, for I have met with Him in the darkest nights. Since Christ is risen, and even death has been disempowered, to us a modern world, to use a modern word, what we have left to fear, disease, violence, fires, floods, and other disasters can kill us. So what? With His death on the cross and His rising from the dead, on the third day, Christ defeated death forever, given as eternal life. So this is good news indeed, such good news that modern minds trapped in a turmoil of noise, gloom, and despair can hardly believe it. It sounds like a fairy tale. Look at all those people in the cemeteries. They're all dead, aren't they? Well, yes and no. Appearances can be deceptive. Unbelievably, the starlight in tonight's sky left some of those stars hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Physicists tell us all objects in the world that appear so solid to us, the rock, the trees, the earth, are made of invisible particles dancing in and out of existence. Life is a mystery. Even the latest scientific discoveries leave us in awe. To believe those particles are dancing in and out of existence is to take life and faith and view its beauty with wonder. To believe those people lying dead in the graves are both dead in this visible world and alive in God's eyes must also be taken on faith. Even gravity has to be taken on faith. You mean to tell us there's an invisible force that anchors us to the earth, and without it we'd fly off into outer space? That also sounds like a fairy tale. But whether or not you believe in gravity, you're still a beneficiary of its goodness. You can't escape from the goodness of gravity, nor can you escape from the goodness of God. For God holds us securely in the palm of His hand, just as gravity holds us, secure to the earth, and thousands of denials of reality can never make it untrue. What you see me as taking too many risks, because I do so much lowly or unpaid work for the church, when I could earn much more money, actually springs from the interior peace that comes with giving up worry. Before I found God, or rather before He found me, because He always takes the first step, I frequently worried about many things in the world. I was often afraid. A dangerous passion for violence springs not from God, but from man's fears. When we know and love God, I'm talking here about the true God, some phantom we've made up in our heads. Fear is transfigured into trust. You're afraid I'll remain poor as a church mouse and be destitute in my old age. But what you misperceive as me taking too many financial risks is actually my refusal to be afraid. His peace, love, casts out of fear. I love you imperfectly, my son, and I'm sorry for that. Yet as Christ and his Holy Mother revealed to us, the bond between a mother and son is scarce, is sacred, and cannot be easily broken, not in this life and not in the next. So let us set aside our differences and simply love one another with cheerful hearts, trusting that God already has taken care of everything. Christ has risen. With love, your mother. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.